It's so funny. I just brought lunch to the library. A Bazan library. I'll read this later. If one is organized, bringing lunch is fun. It doesn't necessarily hurt the economy. It hurts some restaurants. There were no Caesar salads at HEB today, so I got the it's about to expire. I think like in 5 days. That's why it may be in sale. And crackers. I have dark chocolate in my bag. What else? What else? What else? I'll be here all day charging my laptop and my phone. There's no electricity in my apartment, and I don't have money for food. I only had food stamps. I have left. And my food stamps won't get deposited until the 25th. You can decapitate everyone that steals my money, that gets in the way of me receiving money. Everyone that has caused dating can only to be separated from me. Everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. Everyone that drives my vehicles without my permission. It's April 6th, 2025. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Lo importante es comer. So we can have like a really good lunch that's packed from home or packed from the grocery store. I've done that before. I'll stop at a grocery store and fill my bag with just pre-made food. What else? What else? What else? That's so pretty from Zara. What else? What else? What else? I've posted on Facebook several times today. I'm starving. What else? What else? What else? My boot is out of my boot. And I'm uncomfortable. What else? I'm sure I could be tanning today by the beach with Jaden. Hang on. Everyone. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky Designs Co. En lo que estoy pensando, straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art. Shop INTAYIAFAY. I am Tire Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo. I'll read this later. Need a home for myself. Didn't came on. Didn't I texted earlier? I'll call him later. What else? What else? What else? What else? And I didn't wake up at midnight. I didn't have my phone charged. So I texted him earlier. No, I think I have a message for Kaylani for her birthday. No, I won't tell her. But if she watches this, then she knows this is sort of my stream of consciousness, so I don't go crazy because my family of origin is trying to starve me to death, or to what it would be similar to Alzheimer's, but it isn't, because there won't be damage to my brain. It'll just be abuse towards me that I wouldn't remember my name. They're trying to rape me, so they're trying to put me in a wheelchair so that one of my sister bathes me and then salivate over my sister while they rape each other. They're disgusting. They're very low level intelligence, extremely dangerous. You can decapitate me, have me in sweater sons of sons that rape me, to steal my money and get in the way of me. I don't ever want them near me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Starving. What's it? What? What else? Got a yogurt. No, that's not enough breakfast. I need a first stage on my waffle. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? This is slow. Oh, I need to. God. Oh, it's hilarious. My siblings think it's funny that he jerks off nonstop to me while live for the past 5 years that I've been online until it starts affecting her. That he turns everything about rape to her. They do that. They're like, stop it. Ew, 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 ew. And then they get embarrassed because I'm not fighting for a date with them. And they've been out and about with this basura, thinking that he's worthy of a date with me and that I'll fight for him. So then they start throwing up at the fact that they've been out, holding hands with Bajako. Ew, 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 ew. Ew. Oh, there's kind of play that with anything on hand. What else? What else? They're disgusting. They're rapists, murderers, and thieves. Yeah. And I've known about Tinder and Bumble since I was like in kindergarten or before. And my siblings don't know how to date still. Hell, they're disgusting. They rape, they kill, they steal money. Just to let you know, an orgasm, that's not an orgasm, that's rape. They're disgusting. Fucking the government has platforms and interface. And then they go on to release them. And they just find people that are directly related to the project or that want to become involved. And they come up say like, I came up with Facebook and Harvard. Like, no, he didn't necessarily. He may have finalized how it looks while in Harvard. But Mark Zuckerberg have been working on Carapulon since he was a small child. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Anyways, I'm charging my phone. I'm sending my GoFundMe campaign to people. This is so. Mm, does have a taste of like if it's matcha with the peach, and if it does have carrot juice and pumpkin in it. What else? 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 I'm so bored. So bored. Anyways, I posted on Facebook about my conversation with Janine Kimani. Now I'm no longer speech impaired. Did I go to bed sometimes I don't uñas claras? No que ese maldito puerco que me lo roba todo. This isn't where I want to be sleeping tonight. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Yeah. Este tipo da un asco. Este tipo da un asco. They terrorized my parents decades ago to starve me, trying to rape me. They steal my money. They lie to people, and they say that they're married to me and that I like Harry Winston, and then they keep the money while I'm starving. I've been starving for more than 30 years. I don't have money for food. They purposely terrorized my parents to starve me. They tried for Edgar to starve me. They tried for Edgar to remind me that they exist every day. They're rapists, murderers, and thieves. I don't want that in my life ever. Ew, ew, ew. This has no problems putting his dick wherever it wants to be and then violates my rights trying to get first dibs on my vagina. It's the most disgusting type of human being that I've ever encountered. One person is watching, one has liked this post. Ideally, I like my money back. My parents had me paint with these leeches decades ago. He kept the art and the money. He kept the homes. He kept the vehicles. By 1999, when I was 19, I had at least four BMWs and I paid for at least one of them. And these leeches me robaron mi vehículo y se lo dan a la que le mama el pene as a reward. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. I don't ever want this near me. It's ugh, una asquerosidad. What else? 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 Anyways, I posted on Facebook yesterday. They killed Gloria Nirsa just trying to facilitate someone raping me. Or for chisme. O sea, cuánto Gloria Nirsa lo hubiese dejado a ella. De herencia. So they're after my inheritance, so they possibly coerced Gloria Nirsa to leave them the money. They're disgusting. These people killed my mother. You can decapitate Elvin Lorenzo. You can decapitate Madeline Acevedo Lorenzo. You can decapitate Yolanda Suarez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Serafín Lorenzo. You can decapitate Josefa Crespo. You can decapitate Beatriz Nieves Vargas. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me seeing me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They debilitated my mother so that the only thing that she could do was listen to the radio. So that she couldn't leave and date other people while they possibly visited my parents' home and raped her there. They're disgusting. My mother had or has, if she's still alive, crippling anxiety and depression. She was an orphan by the age of 6. And she was extremely abused by the family that took her in. She was like half alive, half dead. And these leeches took advantage of that. They're disgusting. I don't ever want them near me. They're terrible people. They're terrible people. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. They know that I've been starving for years and they don't give me my money. They think that I'm gonna land in my own home. I have a home with this gentleman que es una basura. That has my name in the title. I won't ever be with him. El tipo es un puerco. Se cree que tiene first dibs of my vagina. Over encounters that I had while naked, while my parents had me roaming around. Y él se cree que él es lo que vive en mi vida, que no me lo voy a olvidar cuando yo me enamorara de ella, sea Carlito. El tipo es un puerco. Esto no es un reencuentro of sorts de que mi madre me tenía abusada y yo nunca podía ver a Carlito. Carlito es un bruto asqueroso. I don't even know if that's his real name. El tipo es un puerco, una basura. Ew, 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 ew. Ew. Stole my money so I could date him. Then would rape me in my bedroom, in my parents' home, and then would show up to my parents' home with females in their vehicles saying, look who's taking me out on a date. And you can't. tipo una basura, una asquerosidad. No sabe lo que es ser un hombre. Ew, 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 ew. Ya está muerto. Hopefully. They've been trying to kill me. They're after my generational wealth that I don't have access to. They're possibly after raping Jada and Kehlani if they haven't already. I don't talk to Edgar about that. I just send him the FBI link so he reports anything unusual. What else? 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 Ew, 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 ew. Me dan ganas de vomitar. That I've been looking at that image for a while. I had not thought about them in more than 20 years. Other than my little puerco, my responses when I'm inconvenienced. I'm tagging the FBI in this post, NATO, the Interpol, the United States Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department, the International Criminal Court, maybe the U.S. Air Force. Michelle Payton them to pay out our money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They possibly took Jaden hostage today on his birthday. Con lo basura que son, I wouldn't doubt it. That they possibly try to pretend that they're nice people. They always live like that still. That's how I would describe them. They're like, ew, those people that pretend to be nice people when they are very gross. Ew, 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 ew. El tipo es un puerco, una basura. I'm hungry. Zero before watching. One has like this post. There's Rebecca Elizabeth. I'm killing self-defense one day. There's Kayla Barnes that I'm killing in self-defense one day. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Kayla Barnes. You can decapitate Rebecca Washington. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Burgundy Woods if, as an adult, she stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicle, steals my money, and gets in the way of me receiving money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Ginny Jelani de Sorenzo Suarez that give Gloria Nusa to be the prettiest. She's trying to date Ramon. Yeah, they kill for dick and pussy. They're so disgusting. Yeah. You can decapitate Anaíba Suarez. You can decapitate Beatriz Nieves Vargas. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. You can decapitate Richie Hill that raped me in 2023. What else? What else? I'm sending my GoFundMe campaign to people. It may be in their secondary folder. So I'm being patient. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. You can decapitate the Andrews, the Alvarez, the Alex Suarez. That raped me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. It's April 6, 2025. You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You can decapitate everyone that facilitated David Ledesma raping me. They usually band together and plan. They're like, someone saw her dancing at Garden. And they say, well, does she want a hate crime or not? Because I don't talk to anyone. They possibly went through the hate crime tours with me when I was just dancing at Garden. I found out about Garden. through the internet, Facebook, and their website. When I moved here, I was looking for a place to dance. I lived in Shirts. I worked at Nordstrom, so I thought it would be like very much middle ground for me to dance there. And I visited alone. I then convinced Berenice Venegas and Sarah Francis to visit with me while I plan how I'm gonna kill Sarah Francis in self-defense, and while I plan how I'm gonna kill Berenice Venegas in self-defense. One does engaging while one doesn't remember, so people call it. It's like how easy it's to get rid of them. They're not dumb. They dine with one. Ew, they let one cook for them. So I was contemplating, do I just grab her by the hair and slam her against the concrete? Like that seems the most feasible. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm asking if the FBI killed Sarah Francis and Berenice Venegas for stealing from me, for stealing my identity, for staying in my homes without my permission, for trying to cause abuse onto me so I forget about my name. And so I forget about my kids trying to make me look like I'm a bad mom when I'm not a bad mom. You can decapitate Edgar Munoz Carrero that steals Aiden's and Kehlani's child support money. I want coffee today. Can't afford that. What else? What else? Let's check in my inbox. Maybe I received money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Benjamin Sorensen's sons. That over Gloriani some making a comment about their spandex when they were little. I don't even know if I was born already. Steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money, so I have to use used clothes. El tipo es un puerco, una basura. She, based on how everything unfolded, she may have just been gauging what is it that that kid needs so he doesn't kill everyone. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Porque le enseñaron fashion design, le enseñaron custom vehicle, custom home, custom everything. Le dieron los funds para eso. Y el tipo es tan bruto, tan asqueroso that he went on to kill my mother. El tipo es tan bestia asqueroso. Ew. So I ended up Haven for Hope in 2022 or 2023 using the services of Dress for Success, which I don't need to. I don't even want to work. What else? 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 Is it maldita sea cuando este pendejo todavía está vivo? Is that one of them? Ew. Is this? They told me decades ago that this would be 9 years younger than me. Son una basura. They never fund one. Not even out of generosity. Todo un vago. Ew. Un tipo puerco. Ew. Anyways, I don't have the energy to head over to the police station. So I did what my dad taught me, what my mommy taught me decades ago. Just post all the evidence on Facebook. And my dad thought about that 2 decades ago. If they go through with the hate crime towards you, don't be like using all your energy and a little bit of money to be buying food just to head over to the police station all the time. That seems like a waste of energy. So use the internet, use email if possible. My dad doesn't want a specific FBI agent assigned to my case and overlooking me and me sharing that information, because then there's always someone that sucked his dick trying to not go to jail for. So my dad stars me on purpose, hardcore, so that hopefully these leeches get the death penalty immediately after me asking, by putting like all the evidence like very public, and there not being like one specific FBI agent being assigned to my case. Some police officers get nervous. They're like, oh no, that's my daughter's boyfriend, and they end up mistreating one without wanting to. I've heard that when they're like going through investigations and then they see the people that are involved, they're like, oh no, I thought this was like a good guy, like I can't take this report. And some people get upset. You're supposed to call the police station and report that and say the guy that you sent said that he couldn't take the report because he's way personally involved, shocked that he knows this person. So can you send someone else? Or you're supposed to head somewhere else to report it. The FBI then should be your next step. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Without reading it, I'm just gonna tag like everyone that this could be relevant to. And then I'll read it and laugh at that person for even messaging me. That's just a leash, un vago, o una vaga. Yeah. I don't talk to any of those people. You can decapitate me how many satisfies the sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. I don't know if 9 years younger than me steals from me or gets in the way of me receiving money or is a victim himself. Either way, that's no way of talking to me through those emails. What else? What else? What else? What else? Just porque él no me conoce doesn't mean that he needs to mistreat me. They have like that. Is that a fallacy? Yeah. That if they don't know someone very well, they just abuse the person. They end up killing people that way. They're gross. They're bullies. They're dumb. They don't have manners. Ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Anyways, with a picture of who I think it is behind that email. Porque el tipo es una basura, una asquerosidad, that every time he has a baby brother, or even do they have a sister, they go on to threaten that child that he can't have a relationship with me. Ellos no tienen vergüenza, even though they use a fake name. Son una basura de gente, como que oh, se te va a cortar la luz. That's inhumane. They're dumb. They're dumb. Por aquí no pasó ni un huracán y aquí hay luz. They're disgusting how they bring that up. Like, we just wanted you dead. No. Esto de abuela habló con. These people don't know how to ever be alone. So they're always like en una fantasía de que alguien habló con alguien, eso es importante porque esta persona habló con él. Estas gente son las que van y se introducen al departamento de educación, whoever leads it, just para hacerse importante. Sin tener razón para hablar con alguna persona. And then they bring up a conversation at a party. So do you know that so and so and shoulders together? Wow. Ew, still sigue tratando. ¿Qué es eso? Para traer Haven for Hope. Ew. Qué asco. I want to see Jada and Kehlani in Tampa. They don't have no respect. Como que regresa a Puerto Rico. I don't need to be where they want. Si ahora mismo yo quiero dinero para irme a vivir a España con Jada and Kehlani o sola. As long as Jada and Kehlani are okay with Edgar, I have a right to do that and to communicate with Jada and Kehlani however I see fit, whether through phone, computer, or visiting them or having them visit me. Esta gente son unos puercos. They're trying to get me to kill myself. They're disgusting. ¿Quién carajo es Melissa? I don't know who Melissa is. They think that because they say the word amigas, amiguis, that they're not hurting one. No friend gives advice like this. This isn't a friend. This is the leech that knows how to type. Full. My family of origin is full of these leeches. Ella le mató a mi mamá, entonces fue. Pedí perdón siempre. They try to emulate la iglesia católica. What was I thinking earlier? Something about the Catholic Church. They all repeat like Catholic shit thing that doesn't make sense. They're hilarious, even to the priests. Porque the Catholic Church is the largest building of a recognizable church in Aguada, Puerto Rico. So they spit that out like they're important. Ew, they're so gross. ¿Qué sabe esta persona si Jaden y Kelani van a vivir conmigo o no? Fuck, ¿qué comida segura si my dad needs his space? I left my parents' home decades ago so that my parents could hanky panky all they wanted. Well, I wasn't there. And my siblings so gross. They went on to invade their privacy and stayed a ver si Gloria Nisa Ramon would hanky panky with her. She tried to make herself the third wheel that destroyed Gloria Nisa's health. It's like Evelyn tried to take over the home. Gloria Nisa would be so mad in my presence. And she would be reminded several times that home isn't hers, that it's Gloria Nisa's and Ramon's. Ew, so disturbing. So disturbing because my sibling has this thing where she has to be desirable to everyone. Da un asco. Es una vergüenza, una asquerosidad que viola. My dad doesn't want me home. If he did, he would have bought me a plane ticket and given money for food, transportation, outfits. I have Jaden and money too. My parents' home doesn't have enough rooms for me to stay in with Jaden and money. And my priority is myself, Jaden and money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I need to charge my phone. Is someone leech trying to rape me? Most likely. If it's 9 years younger than me. Or un bruto. Que para que el hermano no lo mate. Porque who says that they don't beat each other up, even though I haven't talked to them in more than 20 years. So para que el hermano no lo mate, he's possibly verbally abusing me. Trying to safeguard his own life, but that's abusive towards me. He has no right, if that's him, to treat me that way because I don't know him. I never got to know him. You can decapitate 9 years younger than me, Suarez. Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's son. if that's him messaging me like this, como que yo nunca voy a ver a Jaden Kehlani, nunca Jaden Kehlani van a vivir conmigo. I could kill myself over this message. I'm a victim and a witness of some of my relatives being abused. Some of my relatives will go in crisis after receiving messages like these from a leech in the family or a leech that they went to school with. They're disgusting. I don't ever want this leech near me. Ew, 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 ew. Anyways, oh, and when I mean it, I mean it. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. I think their names are Alex, Albert, Andrew, whatever. I don't want them in my life. They're insignificant. I'll be here all day apparently at this library. Thinking that it could be through PayPal. But I also have what else? What else? So they never give money, those leeches? Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, ese tipo pobre. Oh, ew, qué vergüenza. I don't have second cousins. I don't have second cousins. My family lineage stops at, it was just my mother and I. My siblings no valen la pena. Even acknowledge them. And first cousins that I talked to when I was little, for the majority of them son abusadores entre ellos mismos. Gracias a mío, to San Antonio or to the planet, I've always complained. They're dumb. They're dumb. You can decapitate even Lorenzo Acevedo. That killed Gloria Nirsa to be the prettiest. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. That killed Gloria Nirsa to be the prettiest. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez's sons. That raped me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Jibber Lorenzo Acevedo that killed Gloria Nirsa to be the prettiest. You can decapitate Maria Angeles Aviles Lorenzo that killed Gloria Nirsa to be the prettiest. You can decapitate Jadiel Lorenzo Chaparro that killed Gloria Nirsa to be the prettiest. They're all fighting for the home. They're girls. What else? No, that's cute. It's my own profile. It's a real archive. What else? What else? What else? What else? What what else? Diablo, que gente like loca, peor de manicomio, excremento que no sirve. It's a lot of people that I grew up around. Ew. They're mad at their parents because they were born in a 35,000 square foot home with a maid. Ew. Or that their parents don't wear a suit every day. My siblings are disgusting and disturbing. Next, like, you can't exceed a lifestyle from your parents that will make you so mad to want to kill your parents. It's like if your parents aren't providing a lifestyle that you want, that's why you get direct emancipation around the age of 18. That's when it's like your body is the most comfortable to drive a vehicle, anyways. So you have to like just do with living with your parents and then leave the home at 18 and do as you please. Not kill your chocolate on the table. Mi primo se- Oh no, who's this? I'm excited that I just happened to get wild getting this magazine on Disney Plus. Oh, these are pretty. What else? What else? What else? What else? Guess where he's been with my money? Everywhere. That's why I don't talk to him. I need to travel if I want to take my kids to some places. And that leech steals my money. Ill. Ill, 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 ill. He knows that I plan to travel the planet with him, so he pitches for that and he steals my money. And he's possibly been so many places in the past 5 years while I'm starving with money that he steals from me, and then he pays people to pretend to be me. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. I think their names are Alex, Albert, Andrew, whatever. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I miss reading. I love reading about these too. So cute. So cute. Those are pretty elephants. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, IT. What else? What else? What else? What else? Those are pretty. I love the fonts. Yeah, the background. I want something like that for Jaden. Those are pretty. I want to read however I can find some I'm starting money for food. That looks lovely. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I miss Steven. I miss Steven. Oh, how smooth. I didn't know what my brain saying was in Chinese. Some Asian language. And some people explain what else? It's embarrassing though. Someone to practice speaking the language with, and then whatever thought comes like way back in my head, I'm like, I don't know what I'm thinking about. It's too way in the back of my head. What else? What else? What else? I want to visit Italy. This is so pretty. What else? What else? What else? What else? Anyways, the Jaden can only say to the therapist and Tony Chana, I don't know, hay un tipo que es bien puerco. Porque Haker signed them both up for therapy. What else? What else? What else? What else? Elite praises whoever bullied me through Facebook, even saying your kids need therapy. Ew. They want to pretend that they rule, that they can boss me around. Y el irse masturba eso, ellas son tan puercas, they showed up for that. To bully me para que él se masturbe. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Carolina Chavez, you can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. Behind the scenes, they just laugh. They have no manners. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Erika Gardapi. You can decapitate Jimmy Zendaliris Lorenzo Suarez. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. You can decapitate my homies, sons of sons, rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. I think their names are Andrew, Alex, Basura. Asquerosidad, qué tipo tan puerco, no sabe ser un hombre. Porque no se ha matado todavía. Para que deje de robarme mi dinero. I want Gina Gendaleri to kill herself today. I want Erica Gargapi to kill herself today. I want Brittany Akerson to kill herself today. I want Sarah Francis to kill herself today. I want Berenice Venegas to kill herself today. I want Kayla Barnes to kill herself today. I want David Ledesma to kill himself today. I want Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money to kill themselves today. What else? I want Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias to kill herself today. I want, what else? Somi Cortez Rios to kill herself today. I want Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money to kill themselves today. I think their names are Andrew, Albert, Alex, Basura. I think I already had said this out loud decades ago. You can decapitate who else? Donnell Briggs. Well, since it's Stanley to kill herself today. You can decapitate Jamie Earnhardt. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Katie Leon. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. These are fun. This one. What else? An Alexis RCF for myself today. I don't have any money with me. You can decapitate Lalich. How is Lalich? Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo, una basura. Did she really go on to buy a Range Rover, Land Rover in 2020? I'm starving. A ver si yo me mato trying to be like, yeah. They do that. They're so gross. Cada vez que yo me compro un carro, ella va y se compra un carro. I got pregnant of Kaylani, and a week later she called me. She said, I think I'm pregnant too. Creepy as fuck. La tipa es una basura, una asquerosidad que se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mi dinero, me roba mi vehículo. Gets in the way of me receiving money trying to rape me, Jaden and Kaylani. Por poco me mata Jaden. De tan puerca que es. Ew. This is a cute one. I like this color. Oh, and that's a nice can too. What else? You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. Oh, eso daba risa. Esos nenes que en luxury vehicles. Oh. What else? What else? For real. Con una basura. Una asquerosidad y andaba por Aguada, Puerto Rico y que en luxury vehicles with people laughing at them. Es que eso no es ni un hombre full. Y anda por ahí en un luxury vehicle full. It's a rapist, murderer, and thief. Ew. I've had at least 4 BMWs since I was 19. And I've yet to drive any of them porque me have sort of sense. They have raped me and steal my money, get in the way of me receiving money, and then they steal my vehicles y se lo dan a la que le abra la tota. Carolina Chavez live in my home without my permission. una tipa tan puerca que me robó mi vehículo, me robó mi dinero, dicen que me robó hasta mis panties nuevas, se las puse y las dejó sucias en mi casa as an act of terrorism. They think that one is laughing when one says no. Anyways, what is it? Blocking Slusley. It says confused why you're ballooning up like a piggy but also broke and don't have money. What library you're at? It could be someone's thought process or it could be one of those leeches trying to call me fat. El tipo es un puerco. Yeah. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. I miss seeing money. Anyways, back to my second cousin. My homie is hottest when it's the sons that rake me steal my money and get in the way of me to save money. Oh, what is this? I can do this, which I didn't get money. I'm gonna sign up for a cruise trip through the Ritz-Carlton. You can decapitate la lich, Jennifer Marie Vázquez, que es una basura que se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso. Le roba mi dinero, mató a Gloria Nirsa Acevedo Cordero. La tipa es una puerca, una asquerosidad. What else? 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 El tipo es un puerco. You can decapitate my homies, fathers, and sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They harbor hate. They're so dumb. They killed Gloria Nirsa over a comment about spandex that some of the youngest ones didn't even hear. And they're like, to be cool in this family, so I don't kill you. You have to hate her. Hey, Gloria Nirsa, spandex and everything. Son una vergüenza. Hasta dejar a Lynn con ropa usada que ni de me salvé pueda order, ¿ok? El tipo es un puerco. Before the age of 18, ya estaba manejando BMW para Guadalajara, Puerto Rico, thanks to my parents. Yeah, no luxury. My dad loves to laugh about that. El tipo es un bruto, and then he has the side chicks, side gigs, que they worship him, watching him. My siblings are some of them. They're like, wow, what is he gonna come up with next? Tirarse un peo? They worship hasta los peos que se tira. Dan un asco. Ew. You can decapitate my homies on the sons of sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. Anyways, there's no electricity in the apartment that I'm staying at. I don't have money for food. All I have is $1.70 something cents in my USA 8 bank account. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. I don't ever want him near me, and I don't need to show you what he does with the money that he steals from you, because sadly some of you run into him some places and you're like, oh, there's that poser wannabe man that isn't a man yet and is already in his 50, 40 already full. Ew. These are fun. I could be at a beach tossing a ball with Jaden Kimani today. What else? You can decapitate everyone that steals my money. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. These are so pretty from far away. You can decapitate everyone that steals my vehicles. I'm shooting Swami Bonilla in self-defense one day. You can decapitate Benjamin Sarason's sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of your ceremony. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Jonah Vargas. You can decapitate Maritza Vargas. You can decapitate Magdalena Lorenzo. You can decapitate Madeline Rodriguez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sus sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of your ceremony. El tipo es un puerco. What else? What do I share? This person. It's starving right now. I'm looking for food. And I could have Uber Eats deliver to the library. It's fascinating. I want to try that one day. Stoneworks. I don't know. I don't think these. What delivers to this area? That's fun. What else? You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sus sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money I shouldn't be looking for. What could I just eat and not order food without money? I should be able to order food. You can decapitate my siblings that are possibly plotting. Okay, so if we kill Dad, then maybe she'll show up for his funeral because maybe she loved him more than she loved Mom. Disgusting. I don't attend funerals, for real. I see them in my family of origin for opportunistic people to say hi to one when they don't mean it. They attend for bragging rights instead of solidarity. They're so gross. Ew, they're disgusting. Very uncivilized, whatever. You can decapitate Nereida Galicia that killed Gloria Nirsa Acevedo. What else? She threatened me that she's killing me at the age of 7 because they were fighting over Yolanda's boyfriend. Very tacky, ill. They weren't grown women. They aren't grown women. And I noticed. So when I said out loud, "Oh, you aren't grown women," she said, "I'm gonna kill you." So she possibly gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles. Those people that I grew up around for the most part are disgusting. What do I want? Can I even want watermelon here? Sounds fitting. Some potato soup. What else? I'm cold here. You can decapitate Luis Lorenzo that tried to rape me when I was 14. You can decapitate St. Andrews, St. Alvarez, St. Alex, Suarez, Basura, Querosidad that steals my money and get in the way of me receiving money. So I get raped. You can decapitate Hector Soto that tried to rape me when I was 15. That's why I added him on Facebook. It's like, how do I know this guy? I don't need to add those leeches as long as I keep because they're extremely dangerous. They all are, but why would I add them on Facebook? If I'm gonna kill them in self-defense one day, I seriously stopped attending family parties decades ago when I noticed at one around the age of maybe 19, 20, that I'm killing Gini Gendaliris Lorenzo Suarez in self-defense one day. I didn't want to get the concrete dirty, though the hostess or the host of the party may have said like, it would have been fine for you to kill Gini Gendaliris Lorenzo Suarez that day. So I purposely didn't attend family parties for the past 20 something years. So it's not like I'm crying, like, oh, I missed out on so much. I really didn't miss out on anything. What else? They're mostly disturbing, very gross. They're all crazy, yeah, insane. What else? They're peseteros. A lot of people say I don't go into their finances. But a lot of people say that if they have money and they don't shop, that they have insanity of the rich where they don't do anything pleasurable and they're always trying to kill people. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? And based on the lack of participation of them gifting me money, people say they're peseteros. Porque there's ability to network and receive money. Oh, there's a Belgian waffle on Madeline. That's so good. That's so good. Anyways, I want the meal one though. And to see if they'll deliver. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So yeah, based on the fact that they steal from me, I'm very wealthy. However, I don't have access to my money. Those leeches that I grew up around, they steal my money and they get in the way of me receiving money. They steal my vehicles and they steal my money. And they steal my homes. They're worse than hillbillies. Se emocionan por cualquier cosa. They're embarrassing. They're embarrassing. That's not the meal bundle that I want, I think. I want the 3-4 that they sometimes have and some coffee. Some French roast coffee. I purposely miss all those rapists that I grew up around saying that they'll do by me and that they'll raise my children. Si yo lo dejo que me la mala toda por the right amount of money. They're disgusting. They killed Gloria Nirsa waiting for me to talk to them behind the scenes to offer me their services of illegal prostitutes. Male illegal prostitutes, gente. And some female illegal prostitutes too. So disturbing, so gross. Ew. So it's not a meal bundle. I guess if I pick this soup. Oh, they're still after trying to find out si yo mamo o no mamo pene, si yo trago o no trago semen. They're very much invasive of one's privacy. They don't respect boundaries. They're disgusting. Ew, very embarrassing people. Yeah. I had them on Facebook because I plan to kill a lot of them in self-defense one day. However, now that I don't have money, I'm talking, people saying. And what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Seeking the death penalty for those people that have abused me, to steal my money, steal my homes publicly on social media. I want country potato soup. Will they deliver that to this address? You can decapitate Liam Baker that I didn't want to see. He killed my mother, Gloria Nirsa Acevedo, trying to rape me. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Cyrus Peña. That traffic me into poverty, trying to rape me, trying to be my savior. What they do is they assign people to be around one to try to make one vulnerable if one is poor and doesn't have food. And they're like, okay, Cyrus se casa con ella, y entonces he doesn't let her leave the apartment, then she won't be able to date anyone. And maybe Cyrus me invita a la casa y me deja mamarle las tetas. They're very sick, very gross. Ew, ew, ew. Embarrassing with how gross they are. Someone has the salad. But did I assume it's from H? Maybe because there's on HEB. There were no Caesars. So I look like great. Caesar salad. That's hilarious. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Benjamin's fathers and sons that are trying to rape me. So they're trying or just anyone that they know to marry me for them to try to rape me. And then they'll be my savior. And be like, Arlene, recuérdate que you and I had homes together. Maybe you should leave Cyrus porque te va tan mal. Cyrus metiéndote en la cara unas pelas. Y maybe te va mejor conmigo. Da un asco. Ew, no son hombres. They threatened me decades ago. Dice, deja, cuando tu hermano te esté dando pela, entonces te vas a tener que mudar conmigo. So, I talked to 8 girls and my brother just beat me up. They just incited violence in my parents' home. They're disgusting. Yeah. So I talked to 8 girl and I said, my brother just beat me up. And a few weeks later, he said, do you want to get married? I'm like, sure, whatever. So I lived with Edgar for a significant amount of years, even though I'm a homeowner and I have vehicles. I just don't have access to them because I'm a victim of theft, domestic violence, genocide, abuse, theft. There's la lich que me quiere violar y me roba mi dinero. There's la lich que quieren que me violen abusivamente para ella, entonces convertirse en mi amiga de cachapera, bruta, asquerosa. Ew. Behind the scenes, I was always trying to encourage people to rape me because I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Ew. Every stereotype that they see out there, they think that they can complete it with me. What else? What else? They're extremely dumb. How do they exist? They're extremely dumb. They're extremely terrifying. They're extremely dangerous. Ew. I'm tagging the FBI in this post. NATO, Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department in the United States, the International Criminal Court. Even though the International Criminal Court exists, I'm taking the death penalty for everyone that steals my money, that gets in the way of me receiving money, that steals my vehicles, and stays in my homes without my permission. I just texted Kaylani too. What else? I'm ready for feeling fun. I'm tired. My knowledge can make it right now. And one of them was to try mala. Okay, I find something good in those leeches that want to rape me or have raped me already. That I'm killing in self-defense. So he tries to take me prisoner of me being around la lich. Él quiere que me viola otra vez. Para ver si yo encuentro que tiene un talento bueno, mamarme la tota, no la mata en self-defense. El tipo bruto. They do redundant, right? People say. El tipo es un bruto, una asquerosidad. Ew. No respeta. Se cree que porque las casas en agua chiquitos son así de chiquitas, that those people don't deserve respect. He's an embarrassment. Should have done this. It's not gonna go over. It's all over. I'll turn this today. What else? You can decapite Marilyn Lorenzo. Se le da la leche que se cree que la única que fine, guys. Y este tipo tan pendejo. que uno de ellos vive por el día, o dos de ellos at least, viven por el día 15 de que she gets paid para que los lleve a comer. Así mismo se invitan, for que even the rapist gets offended. Es que se cree este pendejo. Yo tenía planes de estar sola hoy. Viendo Netflix y está hitting up my phone. Tú cobraste hoy el día 15, llévame a comer. Ew. 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 Jamás brincado unos mayados. So embarrassing. People, they have money. Ew. 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 Oh, they killed Gloria Nilsson. At least one of them, because Gloria Nilsson wouldn't buy him gifts. Decades ago, I'm like, you can't have expectations of my mother buying for you or for anyone. Maybe she gave a large amount of money to your parents when you were born or before you were born. Maybe eventually she'll start gifting people, but you can't be angry at my mother where you want to kill her because she doesn't buy you a gift. ¿Qué carajo es eso? El tipo es un puerco. What else? What else? What else? What else? Kehlani replied to my text. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So they try to become go-to girls behind the scenes. That's why I don't talk to any of them, because if I'm going to kill them in self-defense, I don't need Brittany Akerson to become my go-to girl where I can find free food. Porque they're not even classy, or they would be go-to girls of like, here's some money and head over to La Cantera to shop. They're, ew, that Brittany Akerson, isn't she a drug addict still? Ew. Se cree líder. Oh. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, they're so embarrassing. They're so embarrassing. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So he would have been behind the scenes, possibly. This is your girl to girl for this. I'm like, I don't need them in my life. I want them dead. I'm gonna kill Sarah Francis in self-defense when they already know where I'm gonna dump the body. What else? What else? Oh, where does the hunger hit the most? So between downtown and where Luna Rosa was, at Brooks Air Base. And then I kept thinking, that's where I'm gonna dump Sarah Francis' body. She was emancipated at the age of 16, steals my identity, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money. Just to telling her that you're lying, tell my wife, and she just goes. El tipo un cuenco mientras my dad holds a copy of my home title with him and my vehicle title. Possibly. Porque my dad may have kept documentation or is able to retrieve it back then when I was a minor. So my dad may have done that. It's like este pendejo parece que lo va a seguir robando ella por muchos años. He could have gotten copies of the titles, and while he just lies and says, I'm just jealous of him, my dad is like showing people the title. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez the sons that raped me. That's the only money I get in the way of me receiving money. They're trying to get with Lorenzo to rape me. Someone that I haven't talked to in more than 20 years. That's embarrassing. If they encourage him. To rape me, I haven't talked to any of them in 20 years. Una puerca, una basura. My sibling walks around with Lorenzo like an accessory trying to get a threesome with people and invites CNN people and bloggers into group chats trying to gauge con quién violar con Luis Lorenzo over the excuse of like, this is my brother-in-law. No, it isn't. They're sick. They're disturbingly like sick, so gross. This leech threatened me decades ago that he would have a car run over Richie. Just because I'm attracted to Richie. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, tipo un puerco. Anyways, I think if I don't receive money for food, I'll be headed to Corazon Day Center tomorrow. I'll be live there. Screaming, oh hey people. Do you know that I'm here with the canister because I don't have money porque la leech Brittany Akers me lo roban todo. Oh, and that has nothing to do that she's better having sex than me. That's why I don't entertain them privately. If he's trying to rape me, it doesn't mean that the quality of the sex that I give is bad. El tipo lived obsessed with me. Ew. Who they want to try to position themselves better than one or rape one. Well, it must be that you're not good at sex. El tipo un puerco. So see what Chef Robbie is cooking tomorrow. And I'll get a sandwich from him. And I'll take the container. Oh, I should have brought some paper. So I could have painted a sign that says, please give me money. And then I'll explain to people out loud that I'm there because is it Andrew? Is it Alvarez Leach? Is it Alex Suarez? That one of you has immunity to kill self-defense for me? I pay with blowing kisses from far away. And for immunity, I don't have to pay them with anything. And like that has to make sure that there's such equal opportunity. Then I visit Corazon Day Center. I'm like, oh no, that's my prima's ex-husband from Backstreet Boys or New Kids on the Block. Decades ago, or they might still be together. Isn't that fulanito que era tan lindo cuando era tan chiquito? Who is that guy? They just get to me $5. He used to visit, I think it was Margarita Correa's home. What else? And Rodolfo Correa's home. That's hilariously named. Both their kids. What else? So I'll possibly be doing that all week. I don't money for food. So I've been introduced already prior to a lot of people that visit Corazon Day Center. And also, I do know that Frankie has trafficked me into poverty. Now I remember I haven't been there in almost a year. So searching. What's next is that I'm gonna kill Brittany Akerson. Possibly with a knife if I'm likely. What else? 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 You can decapitate my Hamadas, daughters, and sons that raped me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money to introduce me to Brittany Akerson when I was about 19 years old, trying to rape me with Miss Akerson. That did a whole like, please stay here next to me. I was like so ready to fuck you. He made sure that I thought that you were gonna be like a sure thing. Please let me get to know you. It's like, bitch, stop saying that you're in Miss Goody Two Shoes. Never that's cocaine. Oh my god, I've never been around a woman. So she's trying to rape me. Because supposedly when he met her, she was a drug addict. I don't know what that is. She stayed in my home without my permission, drove my VW according to him, without my permission.
Excuse me. Can you turn on your voice just a
Okay.
tad bit?
What else?
I could be in my home, but I don't have money. You can decapitate Hamadas, daughters, and sons that raped me, steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money.
I've never seen money today.
They keep confessing,
Killing my mother. They keep confessing killing my mother. They're disgusting. Ew. I don't have any obligation to return to Puerto Rico. My children's custody case happened here in San Antonio, Texas. And as of 2020, I have somewhat of a home originating on me myself. There's so many places in San Antonio, Texas that I haven't visited yet. So I'm still waiting to receive money so I can have a home for myself even in San Antonio, Texas. I'll visit the 00602 when I'm financially stable. I like taking Jaden Gilling to the beach, to hotels, to what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? To where else? I miss those sandwiches. So lovely. Where else would I take them? Shopping. What else? Lord. Lord. Starving, so I'm screwing a driver. My siblings want to laugh at me because they're like, no potential. We'll ever date her. She was screaming at the library once. That's why we're trying to kill her. They think they're the experts in manners. They're girls. They're disgusting. Ellas embarran las manos de mierda, caca. Y sangre si pueden por pene. Ew, una cosa asquerosa. Esas tipas son una puerca, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo que me quiere violar. Se dijo una puerca. You can decapitate Evelina Lorenzo Acevedo, is a thief, a murderer. She killed Gloria Mirza trying to be the prettiest. Always gets in the way of me selling artwork. Always. She steals my money. Stays in my homes como una perra asquerosa. Dándole el culo a él. Dan un asco. Ellos se creen que porque van ahí que café helado juntos. Ahí es donde se la mama. Ew. Que son respectable people in society. They hoard the color. Porque they're so liches. Como una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Benjamin Saracens, the sons. Yeah, break me and steal my money and get in the way of mi semen. Él se cree que son importante porque van a calar. Fool. Fine. So, tomorrow I'll be heading to Corazon Center if I don't have any money. So I can continue sending my GoFundMe campaign to people online. And I'll be live for ice cream. Then I'm starving down on money and Frankie me lo roba todo. Por ser un cuero asqueroso que se le da el culo a él. Porque isn't that like the truth? Yeah, dan un asco. Son una basura. Ew, 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 ew. What else? Él se creía que yo le iba a hablar privately. There is a empty in my spam folder now. On my phone. What am I inbox is full? Ya me quiere matar porque él no vio cómo mi abuela se vestía. My maternal grandparents were alive. When I was alive, so because he didn't see how my maternal grandparents dressed, he wants to kill me, as if I'm incomplete. El tipo es un bruto, una asquerosidad, un puerco. Yo no quiero eso nunca en mi vida. I miss dating Miss Giglani. I didn't give up Jaden. I didn't give up Giglani. What else? You can decapitate me, how many sons and sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of marriage anymore. So, I can't do it. These emails can I social the 26 are. What else? I'll do that here later. Cold, I should have worn a sweater. I need to wash my sweaters. Awesome. The fake border here of what I would have eaten had the Madeleine delivers here. So I could stay until 6, happily reading if I decide to visit again. So this is good. Not that I like practice. I like real-time living. What else? You can decapitate Jorge Aviles that raped me in 2016 and he killed my mother. Killed him in You can decapitate Michael Norman that raped me in 2016 that killed my mother. Porque all he caused was anxiety to me. So I'm self-employed and I unfortunately couldn't work. I went on to work at Nordstrom and I didn't have money to sustain the lifestyle. And then leeches were there trying to rape me like no más asquerosidad esa. Yeah, tratando de decirme what to spend my money on or not. Ew, they're disgusting. I would make purchases and she'd make, ew, terrible salesperson. I would not recommend her for a job ever. Ew, 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 ew. But at least I was fun to shop with. I don't know if she observed me like eyeing product while I was working, or like some days I would arrive and she's like, okay, this, you're gonna love. I'm like, yes, I love everything. Still beach done. What else? 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 Ese tipo de portfolio. Where is the message? You can decapitate with Luigi. I shop in Nordstrom tomorrow. You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. El tipo es un bruto, una asquerosidad, un puerco. He's trying to kill me because supposedly he's in love with one of my cousins. That's not love. El tipo es una basura, una asquerosidad. I don't ever want that near me. Ew, 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 ew. I'm bored. You can decapitate Liam Baker, as una basura that took me hostage to Facebook in 2020. Usually they do that, trying to give themselves importance and then being like, look, honey, in the past 15 years I've been fucking your sister, taking your prima to Cabo, and you have no money. Why don't you kill yourself? They are, what is it called? They're haters. Una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Deborah Bailey. That is trying to rape me. She killed Gloria Nirsa Acevedo Cordero. Ew. Con qué dinero I'm gonna take care of Gloria Nirsa if this leech gets in the way. Lo que pasa es que ella se lo mamó a Carlito full. Y Carlito es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. They steal my money para irse a Atlantic City todavía. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Or se cree que porque I don't say a word that I'm okay with all his infidelities. El tipo es un bruto, no se da cuenta que I run from rape. And that I don't ever want him near me. Y él se cree que porque él está diciéndome, jajaja, me llevé a Lisandra Acevedo en tu cara. Y se la mamé. Then I'm gonna be like, oh, but maybe one day I'll be next. Ew, never. Next to kill him. Full. El tipo es un puerco. Él posiblemente se cree que because I don't say a word to him about his infidelities, that I'm okay with him raping me. Nunca. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Kayla Barnes. Esa tipa, ew. You can decapitate Caro Cristina that killed my mother. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, and so did Kayla Barnes. You can decapitate the leech, Evelyn Dolores Acevedo, tratando de que Ramón se enamore solamente de ella. And she has competition, and they ask competition. So they're still trying to kill each other. Disgusting. You can decapitate Jolly and Lorenzo Chaparro that went on to lose my virginity for me with Benjamin Suarez and his sons that I love. In my homes without having my permission to be in my homes. The home law school. My sisters want to see the quality of sex that I give before they give me my money and stop stealing from me. They're trying to rape me. No man is gonna say, "Oh my God, she was bad," and even those are patient or they don't have sex with people. There's no such thing as yo tengo que mamarle la tota a mi hermana para que mi hermana me dé dinero para entonces yo poder mamar tota a alguien que yo quiero mamarle la tota. So disgusting. I'd rather die than ever see these people again. However, I don't want to die. They're disgusting. Una basura. No se abochornan. Ew. You can decapitate Yesenia Ramírez. Es una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money so that Ese Rivera sexually arouses me. That wasn't the first time that he did that. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, se cree que yo voy a correr a los brazos de él y que Ese Rivera sexually arouses me. Es un bruto, ¿cómo él va a dejar que a mí me hagan daño? El tipo es una bestialidad, una asquerosidad. Una basura. You can decapitate Ese Rivera. I miss you, I miss you, mommy. Yo le corto el pene if he's getting in the way of me receiving money and staying in my homes without my permission or stealing my vehicles or trying to pretend that he's Jaden Zenkelani's father. Yo lo mato. El tipo es una basura. El tipo es una basura. That's why I can't talk to anyone privately. Porque he does dumb leech, se quedó en un cuarto masturbándose frente de la gente y que lo violen y se violan. So he wants to try to get me in a group chat by telling me yo soy el chamán de toda esa gente. Y ahora tu hijo y tu hija le pertenecen a toda esta gente y se lo quieren violar, que lo violen. Asquerosidad, él hacía eso, son relatives of mine decades ago. They're disgusting. I'm ignoring the comments. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate ese Rivera. You can decapitate sex addict basura ese. Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me using money. And the stadium is getting on. Anyways, ya se lo vamos a ganar. El puerco ese, eso es lo que ellos quieren decirle a uno. Son tan puercos. Posiblemente se la mamó a Rajanao y está tan feliz el puerco que lo que quiere es decirle eso a uno. El tipo da un asco. Ellos dan un asco. Yeah. Ellos me están tratando de matar para que su significant other doesn't get offended of him having casual sex with me. I don't want to have sex with that ever. Yeah, that was like decades ago. I changed my mind at 3 years old when two of them went jumping literally towards Inés and Daliris and saying that they were marrying her. Y eso no es una mujer. I stood there, my hair was blonde. I don't know if Gloria Mirza bleached it. Like this. And I had already looked at my mother like, why is that leash in my room anyways? If that happened. Ew. Yeah, but I was 3 years old and I haven't to tell people that that was my reaction. I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. And then when I was 5, my parents signed me up to kindergarten. Obviously, I could become their parole officer because they were getting in so much trouble in school that everyone was like, they're prone to be doing drugs if they are already. Why don't you sign up, Arlene, in school to literally be the parole officer? A ver si se casan con ella. I'm like, I make sure I screw that up. I'm like, I don't want them in my life. I'm no parole officer wife. Y yo, ¿qué es eso? Ellos se tienen que comportar si quieren por su bien, no porque para poder casarse conmigo. Yeah. So they describe a hate crime towards me during kindergarten. That they're gonna kill me, that they're gonna tell people that my discharge is yellow, that they're gonna treat me like I'm, what is that? Latina poor. What else? What else? What else? What else? People who left when I was little kept showing up in my parents' home and raping me. Even planning a wedding with me in my bedroom. Like, no, cállate ya, ew, mátate already. So you stop raping me. So I made that decision at 3 years old for myself to never be in a relationship with them. My siblings are trying to put that penis in me when I don't want it. It doesn't want to be in me. Just to win over Ginny and ladies. They're disgusting. They think they're Mario Kart. Character. They're embarrassing. They're very embarrassing. What is this here? Sorry, I'm shaking. Um, but so you see in my head that it's changed from like I will only kill Brittany Akerson if she attacks me like she did a while ago. I went point blank if there's a video of that. Well, it was a Corazon de Center was handing out my GoFundMe campaign. And then Frankie said that they got jealous, her and Jenny, over that it said lingerie. They started reading it and then they saw lingerie. What else? Diana Martin's book. So basically, I've been starving for an entire year. Well, that leash le molesta que yo me ponga lingerie. Cuando ella no le tiene que importar nada de mi vida. Es una puerca, son unas puercas, una asquerosidad. I had already met them at my grandparents' home decades ago. When a hate crime was explained to me by a leech, el tipo es un puerco. El tipo es un puerco. I was 19 years old and I started painting with younger one. And he said, "You just to him, you just ruin any chances." Or was it to this other brother? It was there. I can't remember. Any chances of me having sex with her, she's gonna hate us. She's gonna report us to the police. What the fuck? Okay, listen. They're like, so you're gonna be trafficked into poverty for not letting us rape you. You refuse to suck Ebony's titties. So we're gonna make sure that you start while you're with Edgar if you marry him and he joins the Air Force. So you're gonna end up in San Antonio, and we're gonna destroy Acre. They're like, how can we destroy Acre? Oh, porque what they were trying to do is, if Acre had a regular job, they were trying to get for Acre to get fired of whatever job. Do they still try that? But I think Acre, according to LinkedIn, isn't in the Air Force anymore. So they were trying to get Acre to get fired, so I was start. And they explained it there. They're like, ha ha ha, you're most likely gonna end up at Agora Sunday Center seeking for food, and it'll be spicy at your time. Hopefully you have an ulcer already. Porque you already suffer from amnesia because we abuse you. So those are terrified of being at the library. I was 19, 18, and I couldn't take myself to the library alone in Aguada, Puerto Rico. This leech would stalk me. I would be dining at a restaurant by myself, and he showed up and raped me at the beach, haciéndose pasar como que yo tengo responsabilidad con él cuando no tengo que me dé mi dinero para comida y para yo pasear y llevarme de crucero. Entonces, el tipo es una basura. There's no word like misogynist, bigot, or that shit. Basura es peor que un excremento. Eso es peor que un excremento. I don't ever want that near me. I don't ever want that near me. What else? 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 Did I delete those messages? I need money for electricity in my apartment. Okay, so once I'm financially stable, I plan to travel the planet and meet people, ideally polyamorous men. I'll visit Puerto Rico when I want to, not when I'm being scolded by a leech. Asking me to return, this is a leech trying to rape me. Ew, por eso no se vuelve a Puerto Rico, es una basura. Y él no sabe si yo tengo un techo y comida. I hate it when people offer my parents home, but this tells you de Benjamín Suárez Lorenzo son se invitan a la vida de una. Si este es él, posiblemente quiere matar a Ramón para tratar de quedarse con la casa y por eso me está invitando a la casa de mi madre, como que tengo techo y comida segura there. They create that storyline in their head as if they're gonna kill my parents and kill my siblings and keep the home. They're disgusting. They watch way too much MTV and they have no education. They're extremely dangerous, very gross. Ew, ew, ew. And as of the last time that I talked to my parents about the home decades ago, they're like, esto se va a acabar aquí. Don't worry, none of us are gonna get killed over this home. But we already sold it through a lawyer for someone to have after your mother and I are dead. Oh, but they're like, whatever, then we'll buy it from that person. Oh, I've heard that. They think my confidence comes from that view. Ew, el tipo es un puerco, una basura. Yo no quería recibir mensajes de que Silverlin Rojas, basura, asquerosidad, no sabe hablar. Y darme lo que me ha robado, like, directamente por PayPal y ya, sin crear todo un, like, wow, un fucking drama asqueroso. For her, I'm starving. I'm starving. And these leeches se creen que están jugando Barbie conmigo. Si yo la pongo en la próxima biblioteca, quizás me mató por estar con ese muchacho que está ahí. That's what they're playing, their sex addicts. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. Anyways, I'm so bored. You can decapitate, Miami Soles the Sons. Write me a story when you get annoyed of music. It's April 6th, 2024. I'm coldish. I was shop today, H&M, and I don't have money. I'm checking Uber Eats. Who delivers to this library? Puzzle Library. What else? Maganda competition from Vasquez that you feel Gloria Nirsa sa Cordero. You can decapitate Johnny Discahigas. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, that steals my money, gets in the way of your saving. 6 people are watching when the cyclist was. My mother suffered from crippling anxiety, so she's like, I'm an orphan. Can someone help me? There's no quality kid around here. Can someone tell me how much money to give her? So I never gave me money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Doesn't let him into the room to this library. No. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Lalit. Jimmy Lalit es necesario que no sabe ser mujer. Ya coge a la gente de prisionero. Da un asco. Ew, 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 ew. Esta tipa es una puerco. Se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mi dinero. Creo una cuenta de Facebook trying to torment me. De que ella se lo mueve a mis crushes. Y hoy es una basura que le pagan a ella de que se haga pasar por mí. Decades ago, they terrorized me by saying, Arlene, this one, you can't have my dick. And they would show up to my parents' home to terrorize me. It's like, I'm like, what book am I gonna read? Or where am I gonna take myself? Or when I turn 16, I want to get on a cruise trip by myself for the fun of it to meet people, and they would show up randomly more than once to tell me everything that they did with Jimmy and that it could have been me. ¿Cómo va a ser yo si no quiero que me violen? El tipo es un puerco, una basura. He kidnapped me, took me in my own home, raped me there. Then they all got on top of Sarah como animales y ella también. And they showed me what it could have been had Sarah been me. Sarah's taller than me and not a relative. So they tried to terrorize me because I waited too long to pursue them. So they already had moved on from me onto other people. El tipo es un bruto, lo que ves que la novela la quiere falsificar. Porque he doesn't even reenact them with. Reenact them, right? People say it's like rich people have fun reenacting telenovelas and play pretend. But I don't know when they're causing my death. My eviction, like that's not a telenovela play script. They're after my generational wealth. They're after my childhood home. This still citizen Kehlani's house for money. That's not a reenactment of a telenovela. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Lemon Moscow. Lemon Moscow. Anyways, back to this. Who delivers to McDonald's? Is it alcohol? What else? It was great for vegetarians. I don't know. I should probably not maybe. Cow toast. It seems like it's my one, doesn't it? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Chicken would be nice. Or some potato soup. Compliment delivers and good times. I like their baked potatoes. I have a lot of potato delivers here. Wasn't financially stable. I plan to travel with many people. I didn't want to have a husband. Is they're delivered to here. Available deliver. Is that? So they're not to deliver. Maybe it did. I don't know if it'll work. Anyways, food and soup. Local cheddar soup or soup that I'll make for myself. Excellent chef, excellent cook too. What else? What else? What else? Oh, eso I don't need to. Son como un nene chiquito, hay que explicárselo. Pero sadly, a la que se lo explican la violan. There's people that try to act like los tratan como si yo fuera nene chiquito, but to the court, they're not little kids. En el episodio no te comen comida, pero no porque no te quieren, people like, es porque no los quieren. Ew. And they end up doing mañerías llorando en la escuela y empiezan a tocar a la gente. Nena, pues dame tu sirve tú, si no dame todo. Very disturbing. Anyways, I'm from part of my phone. This time. Push. That's something that was no chance to do those. There's no chance to do those. Yeah. Some years and yeah, obvious that they are home. Anyways, there's only one cloud there. Shelves. There's got one over there. My son dog is so pretty. Devastating. Okay, and then you're hmm. Oh, Pickle was there last night. Wasn't he? Right on, money. He was starving. Oh, él es tan puerco que no hace eso. Ew. Eso lo pasa gritando a la gente si no le den dinero al link que la sabe Pickle entonces con sus mansiones. Ew, I'm not a fan of any of them. Any celebrity, I see everyone as equal and I have just as much. Oh, you're having COVID-19 coronavirus. Ay, esta y parecía víctima, no wanna be me. Que ahora no sale de la revista. They're so pathetic sometimes. They're so pathetic. Ew, 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 ew. You could have raped her. That's like you offer. What the fuck is this? Oh, problematic isn't it? That's really pretty. Maybe Kunmani will like that. I think she has a few problematic pieces. We've been gifted to her. What else? 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 Eh, what? Oh, lost. They're just like a few boxes that won't heal it. What else? I'm so bored. Anyways, my worst one is I'm telling you people comment if you saw him. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? That would make sense. What else in the shopping? There's so much in the shopping. Then these are pretty ones. Those are very pretty. My dog loves them. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Llegando acá que tengo means on the social therapy using my money and get a lawyer understand if I can get anything to my dog. Over one, they can put in there's over 100 of spandex and then they can skate and everything to me. Vehicles, brand new, not the cheapest model either. Brand new homes, money. At the brand new lingerie for them to wear. Because my parents are very much understanding of lifestyle. That's not a matter of being progressive or not. Like men wear underwear, men wear makeup. And they went on to kill Lorenzo. Because she's in the coma. Oh no, that must be the spandex that's bothering him. So they were just gauging, like, what do they need so that they don't kill us, and they ended up killing my mother regardless. What else? 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 What did I see yesterday? It wasn't exploding. I can't remember. Or something. It didn't make sense, but it felt odd in my head. What else? What else? What else? What else? What was possible? Oh, did he ruin like Meghan Markle's career? Like she was never supposed to be a public figure or on the internet, and he just like he's partly on purpose. He's made her a public figure, trying to gauge if I'm sexually attracted with her, and if I would have a threesome with him. So yeah, since let's have dinner, preguntarme with a picture of the person. Y ya, no, like, un rodeo show. Tipo un performance, I don't know, sexy, no more, myself. Deja de joderme, carajo. Que ni masturbarme puedo. Ew, that's cute. That's something else I don't want to. Oh, take a pizza, excuse me. Oh, that's cute. I heard it. That's hilarious that he's like doing hamsters. And it's just for some reason I don't know them. There's a shower. There's a papacita, that's in person. But Jaden, if I really having lessons and points, but then if I have no money. Oh, that's cute. There's lavender coffee at Starbucks. I read at the Starbucks Square at the brand inside the Target there. This lavender coffee has is not something new. Yes, and yes. I tried the one from Revolution Coffee and didn't like it that much, but it was an experience. What else? What else? I would possibly do it again from another place. What else? What this I would do with my boy if we were here together. I think it was came over both of them, but it took them to spend some breakfast in bed. So it also fue un poco difícil. La fecha de aún no ven cómo es. Las lichas las ven como él. And behind the scenes, they get his phone number and they're like sending him pictures of their vagina. Like, they're very disrespectful, and that's why they steal from me. He possibly sent Damon the penis picture of his baby to Damon's 21st birthday. But no a school porque siempre tuvo mi dinero, sino porque de juntar. If children do all the excuses as them trying to perform some other things, cuando soy yo, que no lo robó nadie, no hablaba de mi madre. Well, there are 3 messages from a Brittany person, and then there's another Brittany person account that says something. You didn't see sunset shining through the sky. You get me more time. That could be a fake account. And I just click on with the pictures of my home. So she starts really possible. Put it on my image. It could just be a fake account. You can look out to 38% of this is my home, so that's my condition. This deals my money, this deals my vehicles. I get some money, money. You can look up to how many service systems that people sell my money and get a delivery or something. One of these, which is yeah, what else? Once I'm financially stable, I plan to sue them and get my property back. What else? What else? What else? What else? I made a decision to never date them when I was around 3. And I saw 2 of them towards the unit and that it is in agreed to marry. My siblings are so dumb that they're like, we're gonna fix this, we're gonna fix this. So they're like, they literally steal my money so I can't date anyone. So that not even recreational. They're disturbing. So they're like, ahora fue Gigi General. Que se tiene que dar más. Eso worse de mujer infectado. La gente se lo tuvo que decir a él de que de la manera que ella quería vivir, es como si estuviera infectado. De tan basura que tú eres hacia ella. Imagínate como si tu pene estuviera infectado. Ese es el odio que ella te tiene a ti. So, ella nunca va a tener sexo contigo porque ella no te hace todo handsome pero infectado. So real. So real de tan puerco que es. Ella, esa persona millonaria, no sabe lo que es el nivel. She created a Facebook profile y que para hacerme sentir mal de que ella se lo mamó a ella. Y después she introduces herself as one of their wives. Ella no sabe lo que es un matrimonio, ella no sabe lo que son las relaciones sexuales, ella lo que hace se muda a mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mi dinero, me roba mis vehículos, trying to get me raped, behind the scenes constantly, riéndose de mí con su madre, la basura esa, Nael Pasuales. Y ese Olivera, porque ya se hacen significant others de haciendo en their reading. And después o sea, una vez a eso, porque a veces ya está detrás de mí, ¿ok? Disgusting. Dança deixa eu acordar e fazer carinho. Ele não tira a menina do trabalho e aproveita. Não, outro pelo, cara. Com pelo preso, lo tuvo y todavía se puede hacer un yeah. At 3 years old, I have rage of mine. I was thinking, my hair was longer. I don't understand, so disappointed of it. Teenage adolescence in the same room that I was. Screaming, telling her that she wanted her mommy and daddy there. So I'm like, when does she leave? When does she leave? And when was she even here? She approached me with a machete when she was 4 years old, and I was next to their half brothers, so Dreamy. I was like 30 years old, and she said, "Get away from my man." Yeah. Y no siempre he peor conectamiento, ella no sabe lo que son las relaciones. Esta tipa es una puerca. Esta tipa es una puerca. Anyways, I have a picture in front of my parents when I was like 3 years old. Obviously, I'm just a child. First time. What is that? I think the dress was awesome. And I think the haircut. What else? What else? To this age, Jamie, again, I don't know. Also, red is done like a sailor-ish. Sailor car. Oh, that's pretty cool. Something that on a page it could work. And isn't it just red and white? What else? So that you know what? And now I understand why my second cousin has a fascination of taking pictures on Instagram of people's crotches. I'm like, yes, one of them can be a sex addict, and the other one can just be like it was a random picture. That's much better. What else? Yes. You can make out favorite person. What else? What else? Champion you I say that. It's so pretty. Also, the kids learn about heat. Schools. Oh my goodness. What else? What else? What else? There's Rebecca Washington killing self-defense and like her farm. We're gonna have to leave in the list one that breaking in 2017 was Rebecca Washington behind the scenes of the World. Usually that's indicative. We get back together. They're close. They're gross. And like she's so pretty in the moment. If we can turn her into poor and desperate, that she can get up the bags. I don't know if I heard her in the chocolate. Oh, that's a lot into public. So yeah. One of my friends made me return, and I do nothing about it. I don't keep up with them. This feels like my homes and everything else, trying to get pleasure just because life's happening. People who put food to everyone's something. There's sweet times, yeah, I'm holding together. Only because I'm absent, if I'm not that kind of person. Bored. Why don't they testify to? Do you have anything on Facebook? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, that FBI tip form. Can one not send them? I thought one could. I think I have turned them in the past. Eu todavía mais seguro Marilyn is top real. Does she read me every day with him based on yeah. I mean, he has like more than basic computer skills, and this is 9 years younger than me. My siblings like him still. Ew, disgusting him. They're like the worst kind of people ever. No, they put people so beautiful. Besides taxis and everything. Okay, maybe they can testify to the that I'm dealing with like pedophiles, cycles. And isn't there like a bird that gets affected in that these boats lose anyways? What else are those sources? Then what increase? El tipo es un corto, una basura que le dijo que de la manera de face or have a relationship is by starving a person. El tipo es un bruto. He violates rights still in 2025. Yet in the competitive remains of the solar system, the greatness and money and the you can different thing. I'm not sure what it's look at it also because using me as a sex slave to rape my cousins. She steals my money, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, and not put it on. You can never please don't I can be fine. Don't look at that song. Where's the FBI took so that they fill it out because they may be pestering them every day. Sometimes there's just 32 people following that page. What's this? Yeah. Yeah, and I don't want to talk to anyone in the office there. So there were. What else? What else? What else? What else? Porque también son ones tratando de violarme still. Ew. ¿Dónde más? Oh, and we have reference. You think that they're bad people, but sometimes they can. If you know what more people say, you have to give them a way out without you affecting their personal lives. Not only where their kids go to school or they have kids. I don't ever get involved. So people say that you have to give them a way out so that they can turn and then they start reporting everything that they know about the beach abusing one and it becomes abuse towards them. They're like, I met this guy at a restaurant and I love it now. It's like there's this other chick and there's this other chick and it's like, dude, I'm not your therapist. Like, oh, you and I were dating and having a relationship exclusively between you and me. And now you're turning me into your therapist and there's other chick before me that doesn't exist either. Ew. Anyways, help again after my artwork. They're after everything that I have in my apartment. I'm taking my canister tomorrow. To put some things together. Sitting on the table with the sign that says please give me money from you to become the truth. Bringing personas con puta para que vos hablabas ahí que trabajando. Ella me roba mi dinero, se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mi vehículo, and gets in the way of me receiving money. Do you know Andrew Suarez, Albert Suarez, la conocida Alex Suarez? Son una basura. And I'm not like that crazy person that would be like, wow, she's really like emotionally stable, at least in this room. With some of my puppies and my family coming there all the time. I was there last year and I witnessed a few. One of them gifted me $5. I can't remember, but I think he tried to take me shopping. I was so abused that I said no, and it was going to be like a benefactor that raping me or anything. He just wanted to take me shopping, and I said no. Entonces, at least dice, bueno, I'm here for you. Ellos se hacen pasar por mí. Dame un call. One can't even remember the names of people. People say for that reason because then they go on. Oh, do they look through the videos? Yeah. And they're like, oh, no, gave her $5. Dale, dale, dile, fulano, take us shopping then. Así se les sopla, no, so there's some notes. Anyways, tomorrow. But this kind of starts giving us that lunch. So 8:30. And a Sunday cemetery. You can decapitate my homies or residents of sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. Like tipo un puerco una basura, una asquerosidad. Still trying to rape me for. Rain canister. I'll set it in my bag today. I'm gonna walk out. That I can bring in. Oh, ella quiere que yo me prostituya ilegalmente. Thank you for the picture of her. Sent me the ella quiere que yo me prostituya ilegalmente, so I match her drug addiction. Ella es una puerca, una basura. Ew, 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 ew. But I was supposed at this stage. Steals my money because I understand that I'm a president. So he made me lose my belongings so that my kids would lose everything that I bought for the banking money. He steals my money and starves me on purpose so I can't buy anything ever for my kids on their birthday. He has no right to violate my rights. He's a piece of shit. Worse than I could invent una basura, una asquerosidad. El tipo es un puerco. There's so much in the landfills right now. Two, that I could be fine. El tipo es un menorito de 0 años. Él no es hombre, joven. Y las mujeres lo ven. If he tricks you into you thinking that he's a man, if your parents' home is over 35,000 square feet, he may be him. Otherwise, if not, he wants to kill everyone else's savings. Disgusting. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Searching. Mas sirve para ter poder de mamarle el pene. Falso, ese plástico. Y no las deje de llevar a colar. Se lo maman. Y ella me tratan de matar para que no deje de mamarle la pota a ella. Oh, son ahí de puerca, asquerosidad. You can decapitate. Martin Acevedo, you can decapitate Acevedo. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. Ella me ha dado mi vehículo y yo no. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Ellos son me ha dado mi vehículo y yo no. Oh, y si pusieran my baby daddy was there one day saying, I'm sorry, I thought that you were going to be at your home at your party and I visited. I even got into people and said, I didn't know that they host parties without. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can go to Italy. Catalina Chavez get killed in the Anderson Civil. She steals it when he steals my vehicle, stays in my home without my permission, and gets in the way of nursing money that's trying to find and trying to find rights money. While I have Facebook friends. And she got in the way of me making clothes for myself to sustain myself dating anyone who thought I was secret. My parents find too. Dan un asco, son una basura. Son una basura. Ellas hacen lo que sea, hasta matar. Son tan puercas. Mira eso. You can decapitate Arian Suena. You can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. Ellas matan por ese pene. Ew. You can decapitate me who you saw as sons. Yeah, rape me and steal my money and get in the way of nursing money. That is la que no mata por ese pene. La que dice decapítalo y mátalo a él también. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate every person who killed my mother, Gloria Acevedo, by stealing my money, by staying in my home without my permission, by stealing my vehicles and getting away with money. Everything is to be done. I don't want that in my life. I don't want disrespect in me ever. And my parents apparently have a lovely marriage with this before. My first name is Cameron. My dad's stitch in place. But I find to stitch and then well, my parents had a very lovely marriage. They were polyamorous. They're sexy as fuck. That don't just have sex. I am some so they were wondering like years ago where everyone's parents were touching each other, but these kids hated that. And they killed my mom because some of my promiscuous, but then we're gonna take with her. Really intelligence. Wow. Yeah. Like this, yeah. It's so good. Call the pregnant. Really? I'm not reflecting. It's like when it's on the reality. Which is the thing. It's more reflecting. Or maybe it's just sale. Oh, you don't know. My more children been so early. I woke up 4 times this night. Starving. Starving. Mom. De que bueno que no tenía electricidad. Or I couldn't post on Facebook that I was starving. Why? Ellos me monitorean así. Outside my drivers, they're just staring at the babies. Para cada persona. That's so pretty. That's so pretty. Oh god. Yeah. Wow. See that girl? Pobrecita ella. Así es, vamos a diciendo mi amiga y así. No, yo también no recuerdo. All the books kind of features. Wow, did they terrorize my mother? It's like, I forgot to see the list and tell you look at the best I'm really yes, siblings. Quería poner entre matrimonios lo que dice Ramon. Like the hurt of being the third wheel. You can be happy to be having sort of la recuidación ceremony. You can be happy to be la raza sagrada. You can be happy to be la raza sagrada. Stealing from me para matar a los niños. Because anyway, Ramon is so scared. I feel kind of like this, like I moved to Scotland. You can talk to Jennifer from the hospital because the reasons all along. There's people coming. We're using one person using some audience factor to come to the now. Reaching out to my friends and stuff, visiting my home. And I keep on working. I can situation with parents home. Have 4 million copies of their barely any space at my parents' home, and I'm getting everything to my own personal home. But I have not seen it. But I would have done something. I still visit for some newborns and then that's very nice. But probably couldn't do the third cancer that you know moving. I hate that, but that's only for the training. Myself. This is the sandwich from Cam that I heated up. This is me making a song, asking people to give me money. And the complicated about how they navigate from my bedroom. The things in my home to all my permission steals my vehicle, steals my money. Gets in the way of receiving money. Those who purchase my and like the appetite and it's so I didn't want to use. They're disgusting. Anyways, I miss cooking breakfast for myself. This is like cheese that I make for myself. These pictures are out there, my furniture in my apartment. They're like, she doesn't have electricity. They're trying to kill me. They're possibly trying to kill me. But they're already been in my apartment for more than a week without electricity. And if I talk to them behind the scenes, they're going to be like, you need to evacuate that apartment. And they wouldn't say why. Yeah, to a homeless. Oh, I already received a message. Oh, do they have my artwork sold to people? already. The people watch me. And then I got over. He's not a hold of me and shows me like the rent. And already sold me a piece of car, but I'm very notified to the police that I'm never buying it because he makes me feel uncomfortable, but I won't be doing anything with the artwork and that I want my money back from the police after the extinction if that happens. So I already received an email today saying that I need to move to the different because I don't have electricity. They possibly thought that I would move to a home. That's the expectation that they have there because they don't want people that they refuse and that they refuse. A lot of people say we don't always have water in the shelter for me. I want to pay for the electricity and just be for a few more days. I need a home for myself. Um, so they're possibly after the toaster that I haven't used. Esa la quieren dar de regalo de madre. I still need that. After the toaster or the coffee pot that I haven't used. And the ladies are all like waiting. Even the lady, even the lady. It's like, well, if he gets the shipment, ¿a quién tú crees que de nosotras él le dé la tostadora? Does that mean that we're hot? Or does that, if we get the coffee pot, does that mean that el día de la madre piensa entonces que llegue y crean ese día? Así hacen. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew. Oh. Ew. Ya están desesperados porque no me fui para el homeless shelter. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Qué gente puerca. Ew, dame un asco. Mi hermana se lo maman pidiéndole a 9 years younger than me. A ver si él me puede convencer a que yo regrese. My sibling wants to try to force me to move into my dad's home. Tried to tell me que haga the dishes in retaliation for me not letting her rape me. My dad already warned me that que se me dijo aquí no se te ocurra aparecer otra vez. Si es solamente escucharla a ella decir que hagan los dishes o la mato por ser pendeja, estar aquí o lo hagan sin un billete y ella por tratar de ayudarte tiene que ser like tan pendejado. They would be like, ay, suerte que esto no era problema para mí. Ay, she was sad, like, vamos a explodir donde quedarte, que no vuelvas aquí, ay, porque te mato. Pero we both looked at each other and we said, we all know that she's gonna force me to do this retaliation. For me not letting her rape me, I was so confused. Ew. 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 Esa tipa una basura. Esa tipa una basura. Yo tengo de eso. Sorry, se vi como una enseña a regalar. There's no prestige. You wanna go to jail and see what they get Who they raped. Awesome. Porque no también me lo yo. Pero to them, he makes it sound. Why did I see how you're home? Home. Solo para una salga muy propio dinero. It's my baby's birthday today. I don't money to buy a present for Jaden. I don't have money to spend working on it today. Y esta no fue verdad. Okay, so tanto dolor de cabeza que pues no creo que la cuenta. After like the fifth time that we did it, like 3-year-old me. Cuando it wasn't this many, there's one in between, isn't there? However, in this age, walked over to Ginny Ladies when I was 3 to marry her with other people. Ew. Yeah, I think the older brother had already taken me on one day, so I'm like, I want this. When I'm older, like, thanks for the experience. What else? Ew, okay. I'm remembering now why he and I laugh a lot when we see each other because we would rarely see each other. And then later, I mean, after we got him his brother, she basically went like, get out of the way, girl. Le abrió el culo así y le dijo, te vas a casar conmigo, like, casado conmigo. And that happened. I was a toddler. Oh. They treat themselves with less than them. Yeah. Yeah. So that's I'm taking him home to yeah, take the dog. Good on. One, look at all. People not you can the competition. So it is. That tries to rape me and Judy and she thinks she has first dibs of my vagina just because my mother was to leave me unsupervised. Yeah. Yeah. She thinks she has first dibs of my its penis and vagina when she was in. So gross. Her kids are like babies now. What else I got some? Anyways, I thought he would comfort me after Gloria and someone died. He's like, can't you just kill your mom already? Like, I want to marry this partner for you. Yeah, I'm not gonna be available, guys. So just kill her mom already so that she can see comfort in me. So I had to just heal. There's so girls. I got that about exactly when he contacted me, message her when they're behind the scenes. They're It's embarrassing to be kind of wondering when I'm this quiet. My kids are like in the people that needs to then it can be quiet. I think I'm a badge of honor for the sexuality they're so Ew. Well, what are you doing? Oh, we went to bed. What is tiny guns? Those are pretty. What else? I'm like maybe waiting for something. What is okay? That's cute. What else? Let me see. Oh, cute. What is Paperboy? Whatever that was. Numbers is motivating. What? Sentence is moving apparently. 100%. I've been to both states. Yes. Yes, I'm sorry. In case you so weird. They don't if there's still like someone in my only but is it that I haven't been there in decades. And people are like, you need to do us a favor and kill him because they're like, no, I'm like nothing. Anyways, I haven't been to La Fiesta Patronal in decades to not build in there. So when I was what, like 16 years old, I was got raped and then one of them was nearby. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So, I think so. Maybe good song with it. It's I was on following sausage and they had green peppers and onions. What else? What was my first discussion? That I can see and not checking out. Like I can make it happen. So I wanted to look for what is the fun for. There's no such thing as best age now. It should just be about compatibility. I don't understand. I don't understand ever. So, what is it? I'm sorry, I didn't look up the schedule, but it was trying to be. There's a personality thing people say. One is one is abuse. What else is this? Last thing in the hotel today. What else is this? It's fun. I want consistency. So I don't have to be crying on the internet that I'm always hungry, but I don't want to be offline too much, where I'm no longer people's moderator. So I want balance again in my life. And then I'll do these things. How you doing? What else? I have a lot of people on my family board, and I'm one of the only few people that has achieved adulthood. What else? Just saying. Everything. I did. I'm taking the also spell in current television. Johnson. What? He's what, 39. That's him. So I gotta be honest. I wouldn't ever date a person talking to me like that. Not even if it's not. Melissa has lied. These traffic people with like seriously, I need the comparison. This is food and one doesn't eat a person. Do you know how quickly I ate this cracker? That's how quickly I grieved my mother dying. I'll cry occasionally. Not something I need to be attached to my sister or my dad. Like, mom died. Damn. These people violating rights. I'm pretty sure my dad maybe watches me and knows how I feel. No forget to tener una novela. Superstar one piece and not everybody. Yeah. People would put it in something that I would get the knives and kill them all for. They're the ones stealing from me, getting the way to receive money. My dad stays in my homes with all my permission. Mi papá se mamaba y nada juntos en mi piscina that I've yet to stay in. Y ellos están pidiendo perdón. Ellos vienen por la humillación de la iglesia católica. Ellos no entienden lo que es la iglesia católica tampoco. Si no entienden lo que es ser un hombre, menos entienden lo que es la iglesia católica. Somos una basura. Una asquerosidad. So he doesn't want me around, but he met him before I was born. So my dad is like, it's iffy. Like, I feel awful people who used to really be here often even born and my dad knows a lot. Yeah, but it's my home that I get to stay in and I have money or the key to my own home. And I go to get the key to my money. So, what else? I don't know about this. But this is how this stuff. By contacting them. The International Criminal Court. I really don't want to get my hands bloody. I want someone else to do the work for me. But I also consider biography, the Department of Justice. Yo no lo quiero ya cuando llegue ya la noche voy a dejar usado en esa tipa. Cuando ellas viven por las telenovelas dan un asco. Cuando las huellas de sus manos hayan estado por todo el cuerpo de él, porque es un hombre, no se va a decir de este hombre. Entonces ella me lo entregaría. Qué huella ni mierdas, eso no se trepa en un pene y eso se supone que piensa en una nada más, pero como ella se hace pasar por mí, ella es la dudosa bruta. I'm everywhere. Just like I knew could happen. However, he warned me that no matter even if I was gonna be there, that he'll steal my money and he'll make sure that my mother dies. Yeah, so that he can more better increase the life expectancy for people making even increase the reason. El tipo no importa una even the couple as well as on his parents and steal the money and went saying these are my second cousin's fault. Let's steal. I think his name is Oliver Alex. Andrew Masina Kerosene. I don't ever want him near me. Hopefully they're already dead. 307 It's time to go. That 15. We're going to talk about this I don't know how to tell you because I didn't really process it myself. I let it happen. So that they don't do the death penalty. I'm doing good. I didn't want to say that. That's understood. Yes, sticky surface. Should have gotten paper towels. Nothing chewy. I have money into my pay. Actually, you can get me money in person to pay for it. If the apples fly, someone to my heart. I need this part. They have patience. So it's GoFundMe.com slash Anastasia. Anyway, it's what else is where let's get my private highway. You're gonna have to make own nice property and everything. Medyo marami gawin ng it's like, why is it still alive? You can make property, it's my rights. You know, it's always I don't what are these roads? What else is this open? That's really pretty. I want one there, maybe not. Just maybe. Is this no? What else? Oh, for another one. Putting out pictures of what the adult daycare does. Porque, like, there's adult daycares that cater to the wealthy, not to the asshole that steals from me. Pero es el adult daycare lifestyle. Viajando todavía If revealed that he looks lavish, but he's the owner of it. Anyways, what else? What else? You're gonna decapitate my homies, other citizens. Alright, me stealing money and getting in the way of your saving money. What else? That's crazy. And I've been a homeowner several times. What else? What else? Todo lo de la envidia. Some people watch me over and tell me que no es la envidia, que no tuvo que no tenga propiedad, que una sepultura lo tuvo una misma, que una comprehension. Sigue diciéndome. ¿Quién más me está envidiando? Other people hate. What else? You can get activities for the sons that make them get away from the they've been trying to for them for years. They always still find it in their lives with parents to not provide for me. For to succeed in years. What else? Some financial statements. You know, all of a sudden, you can decapitating homies, other citizens, or rape me as stealing money and getting the way of receiving money without money for sellers. I think their name are Basura. No one they so they yes. So no publication. Tapos natin yung entire stuff, try to have to one more put it on the Nasa kang dito nila. And then we continue down with the thread. Okay, so I'm just gonna send my GoFundMe campaign to more people through email and Instagram. What else? I'm waiting for food and bread and peanut butter and water. I'll be busy tomorrow also. Heading over to Corazon Center with a canister. To ask people to give me money. Hopefully, that's my money. That's a little bit missing money. I never thought about it, but 80% is gets a little bit. And the cafeteria believe this is my beautiful pleasure for us. Mi casa significa que se lo roba mi neto. Y se lo roba mi neto. La